Ladies and gentlemen, with the new release of Valorant, we got a brand new mode, Spike Rush, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down Spike Rush and telling you everything you need to know about how to dominate it and the specific intricacies of the game mode as a whole. But if you like Valorant content and you want to keep updated, smash that sub button, but without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we? So Spike Rush is the newest mode full of high-pace action in Valorant, and I'm talking extremely high pace. Let's run down exactly what it is, and then we're going to give you some tips and tricks and things like that. So firstly, it's a 5v5 just like the usual, but there's some huge differences. First off is everyone has a spike. Literally everyone on your team, if you're attackers, will have a spike. Second off, it's only the first to 4 rounds wins the game. The games are going to be over incredibly fast. And lastly, after 3 rounds, you swap attackers and defenders. Now, every hero starts with all their abilities except for their ultimate. There is no buying whatsoever. Everyone in the entire game on both sides will spawn with the same amount of armor and the same exact gun. Now, the armor could be fundamentally different. I'm guessing that the armor and the gun could be something completely different. So sometimes you could have a pistol with armor. Sometimes you could have an assault rifle with no armor. It could be mixed and matched, but essentially every single person is on the exact same playing field and no one has to buy anything, which is great. Now, something that's a little bit different is every kill actually gives you 2 ult points. So expect a lot more ultimates on average in these games than your typical game. Now, the truly interesting thing about this game mode is the dynamic orbs that you can find across the map that give you some sort of strategic advantage. There's a decay orb that hurts enemies down to 50 HP for a certain amount of time, just temporarily. There's another orb, it's a damage orb that increases your maximum DPS. There's another orb that's a weapon upgrade orb that can give you a better gun. Think something like an operator, some good, powerful gun in the game. There's a 4th orb that's a speed orb that when you pick it up, it drops an aura that you and your team could run through, and it gives you a speed boost for a limited amount of time. And then 5th, there's an instant ultimate orb that gives you your ultimate right away. Now, these orbs create insanely dynamic scenarios. They're so incredibly powerful, and it really pushes the game towards a faster pace because you can instantly see where these orbs are on the map. The second the game starts, you can look in the minimap and you can see exactly what orbs are where, and it shows you what kind of orb they are. So you can identify these are the powerful ones that I want, and you can go try to specifically contest them. Because the last thing you want to do is let the enemy grab all these orbs. They get an overwhelming advantage, but I'm going to get into that a little bit more later. Now, due to the ability-based nature of the game, remember everyone starts with all their abilities and a faster ultimate generation, heroes with extremely powerful abilities like Raze and Phoenix will be really powerful here and probably be one of the best characters in this game mode. On top of that, duelers like Reyna really fit into the aggressive tempo of the game mode as a whole, so that's something you should really keep track of. Duelers and aggressive characters are going to just be better in general in this game mode. The games are not going to be that slow of pace. Now, because everyone has the bomb, you can sneak in plants on different sites. That being said, be really careful not to plant and mess up a team plant on the other side of the map, because you could hypothetically sneak in on one point and plant when your teammates are trying to plant and they have control of a side on the other side, and then they have to rotate all the way over to you because you planted on one site. And if you die and get the thing defused, your teammates are going to be like, what the heck, man, you just threw, or whatever. So just really keep that in mind. Think about where your teammates are before you plant and things like that. Now, I know what you might think right off the bat. You might think this game would quickly become an ability spam fest, and in some ways it is, but there is a really powerful incentive to take early fights instead of waiting in neutral all day like you would in a game. So like if everyone had their abilities all the time in a regular game, you basically have to play in neutral to bait all these out because people are just going to be spamming abilities. But in this game, people have to push out to contest these orbs because they really do not want you to gain these orbs, because some of them, especially like ones like the decay or even ones like giving an ultimate to someone instantly, these can be really powerful and you don't want to allow the enemy to just grab up all the orbs. So there's a really big incentive to take these middle early fights, which is really, really interesting and cool, and it makes a lot of sense for this game mode. It turns it not into just an ability fest, not a spam fest. It really turns it into you using your abilities to get in aggressively and you're trying to trade out for kills. Now, these games can end so quickly, and I think that a mode like this is perfect for the fast jump in and jump out action that really can help you warm up. Something that a lot of warm-up modes don't let you do, but this one really does, is you get to freely practice your ability and ultimate usage, such as things like nade spots, or even like the tempo it takes to res someone and defend them. you could practice these things in a game environment under pressure and do it really often. Learn the tempo of when can I pull out my storm arrow and not get peeked, or when can I do this and that. You can really learn the tempo of your abilities and use them in a game under pressure, as opposed to just practicing against bots. Or in a real game, you don't necessarily get to practice them as much as you want to, especially your ultimate abilities, unlike this game mode. Now, on top of this, the dynamic ability orbs that you could pick up off the ground, it seems that these could be easily modified, or even they could add more to make this game mode constantly fresh and changing, which really seems like a great addition to the game. It seems like a great jump in, jump out, mindless action that can help you warm up your mechanics, and then they can also constantly keep it fresh by all of a sudden adding in a couple of new orbs or changing up the orbs altogether. All of a sudden, the mode feels completely new and different as opposed to what it is now. Now, my favorite part about this game mode is, you know, the insanely cool feeling you feel when you get in a 1v3 clutch scenario? Well, this pretty much makes those scenarios happen regularly. It's hyperactive overdrive, and it's just crazy moment after crazy moment, and you get these insane hype moments one after the other, and you really just can't get enough. It's really fun. It like stimulates the entire feeling of a round, like hyper smushed up together, like all the highlight moments. It's like a never-ending highlight reel, and that might not be exciting to you, but for me personally, I was waiting for a game mode like this to really get my hyper fix out after some of the slower paced games in Valorant. This will be a nice change of pace. Now, I do really think that there needs to be a future game mode that is way more centered around the gunplay, maybe even a game mode that doesn't even have that many abilities or even no abilities at all, but for now, I think that this is a great addition. Spike Rush is a really fun game mode, and it's going to help me personally hone my mechanics, and it can definitely help you hone your mechanics as well. And at the very least, it's interesting, and it's going to keep us occupied while we patiently wait for potentially 2 weeks for the ranked mode to come out, so at least we have something to occupy our time. Now, if you agree or disagree with my analysis here, if there's anything that you don't like about Spike Rush, do you not like how there's so many abilities? Do you not like how there's so many ultimates? Do you think it's just going to be a spam fest? I would definitely suggest you try the game mode out first before you leave your reservations, because I thought the same thing, but the game feels a lot better than I initially thought. But after you play the game and you still feel this way, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear your valuable insight. Anyways, if you want to improve at Valorant or just like being up to date on Valorant news, do me a huge solid and smash that sub button. We're going to be pumping out daily videos, sometimes even double daily, triple daily videos, so definitely look out for that. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time,